Hey guys, my name is Stella Rose and I have a confession. As you can probably tell by the title of this video, this is going to be my debt confession video. I am going to show you everything I owe on, minus my car. So my car and my home are not included on this debt confession. So just have the knowledge that I owe over $20,000 on my car payment and about $100,000 on my house. Other than that, I'm talking about credit card debt and loans and stuff like that. So this video is my debt confession on my credit cards and everything. This is a very difficult topic for me to talk about. It's not pretty for me. I'm very ashamed of how I let myself get into this hole. But this year, I am going to be digging myself out of it 100%. You guys know that if you make under a certain amount, you end up getting taxes back. I also have 2 kids, so I will get tax credit on my children. All of that is going towards my debt. I'm not going to tell you the specific amount that I'm getting back, but I am going to pay everything off this year. I will have 0 debt for my credit cards. That's not to say I'm still going to have, my car payment debt and whatnot. But I have everything listed out on a piece of paper over there. I am so scared to show you guys. I probably will just... I think I'm just gonna go ahead and just go over it because of the difficulty in visually showing you, because I also have written on there like how I'm gonna pay it off, what I'm gonna do, what I'm closing, what I'm keeping open but I'm paying down, and stuff like that. So we're just gonna go over all of that, encompassing in total we have just a bit over $15,000 worth of debt. We have been trying to make the minimum payments and sometimes it doesn't happen. So then you get those late payment fees. Then on top of that, you also have your interest charges every month. So that just increases your amount owed tremendously. You need to always look at the highest interest rate card or line of credit and try to pay that off or down and off first. And we just hadn't been doing that. And also the Dave Ramsey snowball method, where you pay your minimum payments on everything but focus on one. And then once you pay that one off, apply what you've been monthly paying on that card to the next card on top of the minimum payment of that card. We hadn't been doing that either. We've just been spending and opening credit, and like that is where our problem started, is where we just wanted things that were out of reach at the moment because we weren't focusing our finances correctly. So that's how we got into so much debt. So I am going to start listing off my debt. I will be doing it in alphabetical order for the most part. I'm very disappointed in myself and ashamed. So, I shouldn't feel that way. I obviously did it to myself and I need to own up to it. And I don't want to feel the shame and the disappointment. And so I have to tell myself, hey, you're going to get through this. You know how to do it. You have a plan. Be positive. Know that you're going to do it and then follow through. So everybody's debt is different. Everybody's mind works differently. So no judgment zone from me. And I hope to receive the same from you. Okay, so I have an Apple credit card and I owe $492.41 on that card. It has a $500 line of credit, and so I'm literally right there. And this is as of like a week ago. I went through and I listed everything down, what I owe on, and the amount. So I am going to be paying about half of that, if not more. So about $250 I'm going to pay on that just to get it down more than it is. And I mean, it'll get paid off, but that is one of the credit cards that I'm going to keep open because I can earn points and money back from that. So I'll use it for like gas purchases, grocery purchases, and then pay it off with the money that I have set aside for my weekly gas and groceries. So that way I can earn the points and then pay it right off, if that makes sense. I'd rather earn money while I'm spending because, you know, who wouldn't want to earn extra money? But I just have to pay it right off then and there after I use it. Anyway, next. I have a Best Buy credit card. I bought something with it. It was over $300. It wasn't above $400, so it was between $300 to $400. And now I owe $268.43. I paid it down. But, you know, interest charges and everything keep creeping it back up. I am going to be paying $100 on that one and get it down a little bit more and then, you know, steadily paying it off. But that one's not a focus because it's got such a low balance at the moment. So I don't want to pay it all off because I have more important ones that I want to pay off, if that makes sense. Next, I have my Capital One. I have two Capital One cards. One is a $500 limit that I owe $470.45 on, and that one I'm going to be paying $300 on. And then obviously pay it down when I can. Then my other Capital One card has a $1,100 limit. It is at $1,061.42. Obviously that one is, you know, right there too. And so I am going to be paying that one completely off. I will also be shutting both of those two Capital One cards down. I forgot to mention I will be shutting down my Best Buy credit card as well. So those are 3 out of the 4 that I've mentioned I will be shutting down after they're paid off. Next is my Care Credit. That one only has a balance of $62.60, and I used it for my dogs. One of my dogs got parvo, and so we had to nurse her back to health. And we also had to do 2 shots for 2 of our other dogs that have parvo. Or didn't have parvo, but we didn't get their complete shots. So now they're up to date on their parvo shots. They don't have to worry about it. But we do need to keep a watchful eye because parvo can reoccur. If you didn't know, I looked it up. And it can reoccur. But parvo from dogs can't go to cats, and cats can't go to dogs. So the two can't mix, but it can reoccur. Also, I didn't know this, parvo can live up into 2 years in the soil in your ground. So we definitely need to have a watchful eye on our backyard because that's where, you know, they go to the bathroom most of the time. Sometimes we take them up front, but we have to watch that. And that has a $4,000 limit, my care credit, so I'm not too worried about it. But I do want to pay it off, but I don't want to close it because I use it for my dogs. So if there's ever an emergency or a vet visit, you know, just get that out if I don't have money at the time for what I thought it would be. If it was more, then I obviously have what I can use for that. Next is, I'm trying to do alphabetical order, but they're all like pretty much the same. Anyway, I have a PayPal credit card. That one I owe about $1,500 on. I only owed $1,303.11 at the time, and then what I didn't realize is that it added in the 6 months. So I was up on my 6 month, no interest, and I got a $200 fee plus more than $200 fee for my interest. So I had it jumped up to about $500 or $1,500. So I'm not happy about that, because I looked at that yesterday. So obviously I want to pay that one off and shut it down. Next is my Sezzle. If you guys know anything about Sezzle, it's kind of like the PayPal credit card, but you can pay monthly on it, same as any other credit line. I owe $1,601.79, so $1,601.79. I'm going to be paying that completely off, and I will be shutting that down as well. Guys, I'm like freaking out. There's so much on here. This is overwhelming, but I'm going to push through. I'm going to persevere. I'm going to pay all this off, and I'm going to be debt free by the end of 2024. That is 100% going to happen. Got to put it out there. Manifestation, baby. Okay, next is my Sephora credit card. Yes, I have a Sephora credit card. My limit, I believe, is like 12 or 1,500. I have it up at $1,186.04. I'm going to be paying that one off, and I will be closing that one. I need to understand that if I'm going to be buying something, I need to have the money for it. So I obviously need to save more in my makeup department envelope, which is in this binder. I have nothing in there. So why do I have such a high balance? Your guess is as good as mine. I just have had no willpower to not buy. Next, I have a Target credit card, $445.98. I believe I had a $750 limit or higher. I can't remember. I don't really use it. I use it for Christmas gifts. That is what I used it for my kids. Christmas gifts for my kids. So I will be paying $200 of that off, and once it's completely paid off, that one will be closed as well. Next, I have an Ulta credit card. Yes, I have another makeup credit card. That one has a pretty high limit. I can't remember. I think it almost might be close to $2,000 limit, but I have $1,036.43 on that one. I'm going to be paying $700 of it off, and then slowly paying it down as I can. It will be closed. So I literally I think I'm only going to have like 3 credit cards at the end of this. The last credit card I have is a USAA credit card. My dad was in the military, so I am able to get benefits from USAA. I have that on my homeowner's insurance, my auto insurance, stuff like that. So I have a credit card that has a limit of $2,500, but I am at $2,514.80. So I'm above the limit. Even though I make payments to get me below the limit, my interest rate on that has to be super high, because it is an American Express credit card. So those interest rates are like through the roof for me. So I'm going to be paying that one completely off, but I am not shutting that one down. It is my highest line of credit. So in case I have some kind of an emergency, I will be able to use it. Like if one of my tires blows and I have to get, taken to a place an hour away, or I don't know, something happens to the car or the house or the kids or whatever, we have that line of credit that we won't have to use multiple cards. So I'm keeping that one open. I'm keeping my Apple credit card open and my Care credit. But I'm paying that one off completely. Now, I will say this. I also have, you know that you can do the pay in fours with like Affirm or Afterpay or PayPal, do the pay in fours. I have balances on all three of those. So I have a PayPal balance of only one item. It's a monthly PayPal. This one I use like a credit. $278.09. I still owe on that one. Then I also have a $28.47, an $11.85, and an $87.11 one. So all of that together on PayPal alone. Next, I didn't want to just individually go through all my Affirm stuff because there's a shit ton on there. I'm not even gonna lie. I have $586.92 on just my Affirm, and that is multiple open accounts. So I need to pay off all those individual accounts, but those individual accounts add up to $586.92. Lastly, for me, I have my Afterpay, and I believe I have two open. I'm not quite sure. So $27.04 on one and $45.11 on the other. If I really think about it, do I need it? Is it something that's necessary? Will I use it? Will it get its money's worth? You know, stuff like that. Not just, oh, I like it, I want it, I'm buying it. Anyway, now we are going to be moving into my wife's debt. My wife has a Walmart credit card, and her cap is at $2,000. She's at $2,133.15. She had just made a payment of $219 on it because she was above the limit and past due for 2 months. And that's what I mean by past due. Like, she's not so good at maintaining the necessary timing to pay off the card. So I usually handle all of the bills and money and everything like that. But she's above the limit, and I think she's now below it, which is great. I think she's at like 1914 or something like that. Somehow the credit card just got used the other day while we were at home, and I have no idea how. So we are getting a new card, and we locked that current card. We're going to be disputing the charge as soon as it goes from pending to completed or whatever it says. And then we'll be paying off that one. And I think we're going to be keeping that one open, but I might talk to her about closing that one since we have the USAA one. But she wanted to keep it open, you know, for emergencies. So that way we'd have two big lines of credit just in case. You know, there's always that just in case. But, you know, why don't we just build up an emergency folder like I have right here. This one has my emergency in it. So we should do that instead of just, you know, having our credit cards. But my Apple and my USAA both get rewards points and flyer miles and stuff like that. So I want to keep those two open, but my Walmart or her Walmart credit card, it doesn't really do anything besides maybe earn some money. And that's it. There's no like other perks. Her next one is her Quicksilver from Capital One. That one she owes $307.99 on. I'll be paying that one off in closing. And last one is her Mercury credit card. She owes $1,012.83 on it. We are going to be closing that one too after we pay it off. All in total, mine went up a bit. I will show you this, you know, because it's at the end. There's no point. I've literally told you guys everything. All of these I'm closing. So like I said, the Care Credit, the USAA, and the Apple one, I am not closing. And then she wants to close these two, but maybe keep this one open. We'll talk about that one. We're not sure yet. Obviously, we're not even close to deciding what to do, maintaining it open or closing it, because we're not there yet at that point. Like I said, my debt is $11,508.05. However, because my PayPal credit card went from 1,303 to like 1,500 and something, that now went up to 11,700 something. So that brought our total balance over the 15 limit. Her credit card debt is $3,453.97. And that is how we are over $15,000 in debt. Again, like I said, we are not proud of this. I actually, whenever I wrote all this out, I literally got sick to my stomach. Like, I wanted to puke everywhere. So, I mean, I needed to do something about it. So I literally I've decided I'm paying all these off, shutting them down, except those 3. Those are always going to get paid off monthly. We are never going to get up to this USAA limit unless there is an emergency, because we won't have, our emergency money on us. But if something happens, we'll be able to do that and, get whatever we need to get. That's the emergency for. And then have the Apple for, whichever we're going to use. I might shut my Apple down and just specifically use my USAA, because I do earn frequent flyer miles for that one. Plus, I earn money back. So I just don't know. We might end up closing my Apple and just keeping these 2 open, and even closing the Walmart. We're not sure yet. But definitely going to be paying off all this debt. We're going to have it happen. I kind of made a little note right here of my payoff amount. Mine is $9,716.42. I was going to be paying down each of these, but I think I'm going to be doing differently, because I need to get some things done before I do other things. So I'm going to revisit this. Oh my gosh, I can't grab it. But I'm going to be paying off 100% my Sezzle, my Cap One, my Capital One, my Sephora, my Ulta, my USAA, my PayPal credit card, and her Mercury card. And then all these other ones we are going to be paying down. We are going to be getting debt-free this year, and I'm determined it's going to happen. Got to manifest that. Speaking of manifestation, if you guys are interested, I am going to be filming. I decided just now that I'm going to be filming right now after this video my vision board for this year and what I want to happen. And so if you guys like those kinds of videos, make sure you stay tuned. This might go up earlier so I can have the dream board or the vision board go up next week. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I hope you have a really good weekend. I hope you have a great week, rest of your week. Thank you so much for watching this and not judging me. You can do this too if you are in debt. Take what you need to do and get it done. And don't be so harsh on yourself, because you're not the only one that is going through these kinds of things. There are a lot of people who are understanding, walking along with you, trying to get debt free or struggling with the debt in order to get debt free. So just think positive, do what you can to get it done, and rock it out. All right, have a great day, and remember to stay beautiful.